Hello. Can anyone hear me? Fucking hate YouTube. I hate streaming off of YouTube. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. I had to get on as quick as I could. I had to. I have to express this with people. I'm coming. Camera will be live in just a second. Just bear with me, alright? I'm in shock. I am in complete and utter shock right now. Be ready for your questions. Be ready for everything. And, oh my god. Oh my god, I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. Everyone just bear with me, I am coming. You'll see my face in light now. Where am I? Hello everyone. Oh my gosh. We're gonna do this like a proper My Xbox and Me. And Kresh will join me when he can. But right now we're just gonna honestly, we are gonna react to this news the only way we know how to react to this news, everybody. That is how we're gonna do this. Because oh my god. Let me take a sip of my water and we'll go through everything. We'll read what we need to read and we will do this, shall we? Oh my god. Okay. Here we go. Kresh will be here when he's here. He'll let me know when he's ready, and we'll just transfer Kresh in as soon as we can. All right, let's go through this. Here we go. Whew. All right, I'm gonna run the intro, and oh, actually, I've got to change the camera real quick. 2 seconds. Add camera. Usually it wouldn't be like this, but you know, it's not a problem. Kresh, when he joins, will sit right here. Ready? We're gonna rerun the intro and we're gonna do this like a proper show. Whew, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hello and welcome to My Xbox and Me episode. This isn't a numbered episode. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer. I am your only host currently until Kresh gets on, but I couldn't wait. I needed to talk to people. I needed to express my thoughts. I needed to go. I knew the My Xbox and Me audience was waiting for me. We are live right now on youtube.com/myxboxandme. Shout out to Mr. Mitch in chat, Joanne, Canada, Nerd for Life, everybody. Welcome. This is a extremely special episode of My Xbox and Me. Obviously, oh, it's Kresh. Kresh, how are you? I can't hear Kresh. One sec. Kresh, how are you?
Hello.
I'm in the intro, Kresh. You are literally breaking the rules right now. I'm in the intro. I'm in.
Oh, I'm breaking. Oh.
I'm in the intro right now. I'm in it. You are literally in it right now with me.
Uh-oh.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
You feeling good? Oh, mate, I'm so excited. I couldn't wait, Kresh. I couldn't wait. There was no waiting for me. The audience was ready for it. I was ready for it. I didn't know how long you were going to be because your 15 minutes are not usually 15 minutes. Kresh. Kresh's computer's died on him. Kresh's computer has died on him. Again, we're going back to my camera just on its own. Oh my god. I literally cannot believe it. I am in shock. For those who don't know what the hell is going on right now, Xbox has just put out a tweet. Xbox has just put out a tweet, and the article is all about how Xbox now own Bethesda. Yes, In case you're missing it. In case you're missing what I just said. In case you're confused. In case you think I'm lying. In case I don't know what you're thinking. The video for this episode is going to be a complete and utter mess because I've had to do all of this on such the fly that you're seeing everything come together as it is. Let me repeat that one more time for you all. Xbox now own Bethesda. Xbox. You know, Microsoft, Xbox, the podcast we do each week, My Xbox and Me, where we have an Xbox channel where all we have done is complain about exclusives. I can't remember for how long. That's all we have done for years, is complain about exclusives. You never guess what? We just got a bag of them. Now, I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the one and only Too Fresh Kresh. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing good.
Kresh, I know you're upset.
I'm not upset.
You're upset I couldn't wait 10 minutes. I understand. I couldn't wait the 10 minutes, Kresh. This was too much. It was bubbling inside of me.
Okay.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Dude, no, stop it. Stop
What?
You're not going to play this one down on me. I'm not going to allow it. This
What am I
is
playing
the
down?
biggest news coming out of nowhere.
Yeah. This is big news, absolutely. Out of nowhere, absolutely.
So, I'm just going to read what the article is that we got straight away, yeah? And it says, welcome to the talented teams, beloved game franchises of Bethesda to Xbox. Critically acclaimed creators such as The Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Wolfenstein, Doom, Dishonored, Quake, Starfield. Let me put this into context for everyone who are wondering what Xbox have just bought. Bethesda Softworks, Bethesda Game Studios, id Software, ZeniMax Online Studios, Arcane, Machine Games, Tango Games, Alpha Dog, Roundhouse Studios. Kresh, Microsoft now owns some of the biggest franchises in the world, with some of the most hardcore fans in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am beyond shocked, brother. I truly am. I am beyond shocked. I am beyond surprised, and I cannot believe that Xbox now own these companies. This is one of the biggest power play moves I think you will see in the industry, because Sony don't have the money to do this kind of move. And again, this is very much like the Series X news that we covered not too long ago. This news is breaking with us. We're going to be looking to chat for information. We're going to be looking for information for all online. This My Xbox and Me episode is here, there, and everywhere. Remember, thank you every single one of you that is here right now. We're almost 100 people watching live. Make sure you slap that like button for me, and make sure if you are not subscribed, you hit the subscribe button. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Kresh, in your wildest dreams, did you see this happening?
I didn't see Bethesda being bought by anybody.
Who did you... I'm speechless.
Like, I honestly, like, I didn't see Microsoft buying them. I didn't see Sony buying them. Maybe I could see, like, an EA or something buying them.
2K.
Yeah,
Take-Two, I meant Take-Two, not 2K, I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm just lost for words. Like, I've been doing this for so long, and obviously this is a conversation that we've been having for a long time. But Xbox are making money moves, man. Money moves. And okay, let's start off with the base question. Do you think we see any of these IPs go exclusive? Because Xbox have shown that just because they own something doesn't mean they're going to kill off a whole player base. Do you see a game like the next Fallout 5, let's say, or whatever it is, going exclusive? Or do you think this is going to be strictly a case of, like, we own this, it's going to be in Game Pass, here's another reason to get Game Pass, and here's another reason to get it, and here's another, and they just keep on slapping it on top? Or do you think they're going to go, you want to play Starfield that everybody's excited for. You want to play the next Fallout. You want to play the next Elder Scrolls game. You want to play the next Doom. You got to come over to Xbox and do it. Which way do you think this is going to go?
I don't think they become exclusives. At least not yet. I think if they do, it'll happen down the line. Because I'm sure that this was an expensive buy for them as well.
Oh, this is got to be in the realm of. I'm gonna look online right now to see what the numbers are. What would you say? I've not looked yet. What would you say of all these teams and they own all of these IPs? 7 billion?
How much was
and something that was 250.
How much were the WB studios going for?
WB was valued at 4 billion. No, was it 4? Yeah, it was 4 billion, right? Yeah, it was 4 billion. Yeah, I think that's right.
It have to be more than that, right? Because they have multiple IPs that sell game. Skyrim still sells. They could re-release Skyrim with no changes tomorrow, and that would still sell numbers, right?
Dude, it's gotta be at that higher end of towards 10 billion, right? It's gotta be like it was 4 billion. Yeah, I'm seeing it in chat right now, so thank you very much, chat, for keeping us on this. For WB, the rumor was 4 billion, but you didn't get any of the IP except for Mortal Kombat. This is all of the studios, all of the IP.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I am so shocked, man. I'm sitting here today as someone who has been covering Xbox now for 6 years, been doing My Xbox and Me for about that. And My Xbox and Me podcast, in case you don't know what it is our weekly Xbox podcast. And I've never been more excited whenever I ever started a show without you. Ever. That doesn't happen.
Never.
Like, I was like, Crash ain't here, I'm starting. I don't care. I'm going for it. This is going to change the way the industry looks. In such a big way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no.
The war has started. This is Sony are going to go and try and gobble up whoever they can. I promise you. Whoever they can afford that is going to be willing to be bought, Sony is going to try and buy them. And it's going to come down to the fact of how much money does Xbox actually have to play with? How much money is Satya Nadella giving to Phil Spencer if he's just given 7.5 billion, let's say. We don't know the actual numbers. Let's say. How much more do you think he's got?
I don't know. That honestly, I could see him like having wasted most of the capital he had. Not wasted. Wasted is a poor word.
Okay.
Wasted is a poor word. But using most of the capital that he was giving to buy Bethesda, because Bethesda is a really big purchase. Even if you don't transition them into making exclusives, having them attached to Xbox consistently is big, and then having them attached to Game Pass is even bigger, right?
So the new numbers for Game Pass has just come out. They're at 15 million subscribers now. 15 million.
Yeah.
Which is humongous.
Yeah.
I still think the business ramification of this, and I think you're 100% right, is that these games don't go exclusive straight away. Or maybe they don't go exclusive, but they don't go on Sony. I could still see all Bethesda games ending up on Switch, like the way they have been. I could still see them wanting to port those games over there. From a business perspective, don't think about this from a Sony versus Xbox, ponies, blah, 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 which I can see in chat. You do you, all right, guys? I'm not that worried about it. From a business perspective, I think we see at least the first generation of these new games go on PlayStation platforms. I do.
Yeah.
Because they've got to recoup that cost back in a big way.
Absolutely. It's really expensive to make games, and then on top of that, it's expensive to make these purchases, right?
I'm still sat here blown away.
Yeah.
Like,
so I definitely think it's a while before they become exclusives.
Yeah.
It could also be like a Minecraft situation where Microsoft's just like, we don't need these to become exclusives. We'll have special deals. We'll have mixed marketing with Halo. The next Halo, you might see Fallout stuff in it, or vice versa, right? That's huge as well. I don't know if they'll I could see them going exclusive, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
I just don't see it happening right away.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I am I generally don't know what to say. I am so excited from an Xbox point of view. We have eaten so much crow as an Xbox. Excuse me, as an Xbox fan for the last generation, let's say, so last 7 years, 8 years, right? We've eaten so much crow, and I have openly said that Xbox have not had great exclusives. With the messaging of the way Sony has been already with the PS5, with their poor pre-order situation, with the fact that they've raised the price of games, and obviously their tagline being for the players, where do you think Sony sits right now with this news involved? They still have some of the best exclusives in the world.
Yeah.
That goes without saying. But Xbox, once again, now, even more so now, has the best RPGs on the market by the best studios.
Yeah.
That's, you can, we talk a lot of shit on this show about how Bethesda games are broken. And that is something that now they have Microsoft behind them, they need to fix.
But even, like, let's just keep it a buck. Even with our thinking that they're broken, people still love those
Yes.
games.
Oh, beyond.
So as much as we think they're broken,
Yeah.
that's sort of irrelevant when you see those sales numbers and people are like, I don't care if this game's broken. I like my Fallout anyway, you know?
What people like it for what it is. But
yeah, exactly.
Skyrim. The next Skyrim on the Xbox Series X.
But it was going to be on Xbox anyway, right?
I understand. No, I think you're missing it, bro. Yeah, it was.
Maybe.
But now it's in Game Pass.
Okay. That's absolutely huge. I agree. 100%. That's beyond huge, right?
It's beyond huge. Like, that's not even a... Forget... I understand you're very much... You are a much cooler guy than myself when it comes to excitement. And I respect it. But, come on. Like, the fact that...
it's absolutely huge.
The fact that Fallout, Skyrim, Starfield, all of these games, Dishonored, whatever, Doom being in Game Pass, like Doom Eternal is going in Game Pass tomorrow. Like that's going to be like one of the big things. Yep, that's going in there now. We own you. Get in there.
I could already see the Doom and Halo crossover happening in the future.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, that'll be incredibly cool, right? For me, until I see these things, it's sort of like, oh, this is really cool. This is really dope. This is really good for them. But for just the way I am, until I see them in practice, I'm not really going to get hyped about it.
You're ridiculous. This is why I'm here.
Absolutely.
I'm going to get hyped about it because I'm damn hyped. You can't have, we've had these conversations so much about who's gonna win this next generation, right? And I've always said that I feel like winning the generation is totally different to what it was 20 years ago, 10 years ago. It isn't about selling the most consoles. It's about making the most money, or making as much money as humanly possible to these companies. Xbox now are positioning themselves that it was already positioned that Game Pass is a must-have. Even if you have a PC, Game Pass was a must-have. Now, they're still going to put these games out on Steam, but they're going to be in Game Pass.
I think that this actually does really big. This is a really big move for Xbox cementing their position in terms of PC. Because I don't know, I don't know if we talked about it on your stream. We talked about the possibility of WoW coming to Xbox.
Yes.
And I mentioned, like, it's possible they sell it on there because they're adding the mod section to it. Game Pass. That was such like a foreshadowing of this happening.
Yeah.
Because Skyrim and Fallout get modded to like all ends, and that's just sort of like, oh, that's why they started doing that. Oh, now if you have it on Game Pass and you own a PC and you plan on getting this game, why not get Game Pass? You'll get Fallout, you'll get the next Skyrim, you'll probably get all the old Fallouts and Skyrims as well, and you have them all in one place, and you can add all your mods there.
Yeah.
Which we don't know how that'll look, but that's also like just huge, right?
The thing is, this is a play for the next 10, 12, 15, 20 years. This isn't a play for right now, and that's why I understand why you're very much subdued on it. Where I'm thinking about beyond right now, beyond today, beyond tomorrow. I'm talking beyond the next 3-4 years. this is such a power move beyond anything in my wildest dreams, and it's something that I know we're an Xbox podcast. We celebrate Xbox. That's what we care about. But do you understand that the next PlayStation move is going to be huge, which is in turn going to make Xbox make an even bigger play?
Yeah. It's going to, like, the ramifications for this is going to be huge in gaming in general. And it's one of the best things about we're going into this next generation with both consoles being in this sort of competing form.
Yes.
And that is so good because they're both going to be making moves that are incredibly pro gamer or good for gamers in general.
Well, a perfect place for me to stop you, yeah? So Xbox are making pro gamer moves. But we know, let's say, hypothetically, Sony go and buy Bungie. Yeah? And then Destiny, we've spoken about Destiny a lot. Destiny 3 comes out. It then becomes an exclusive. It then costs you £70 or $70. They're not pro-consumer moves. So no matter what you say on, like, pro-consumer between Xbox and Sony, Xbox are like, we're buying this content. We're still going to put it on Steam. We're still going to put it on Game Pass. We're still going to put it out on the store for you to buy. However you want to experience this content, here it is. You are more than welcome to have it. I see people in chat. I see you, chat. I promise I see you. Fallout New Vegas 2. I know how excited you guys are. Because now it could be true. It could actually happen now. Fallout Vegas, is considered one of the all-time best RPGs in the world. Right?
Yeah.
Imagine what we're going to get now.
Yeah.
Wolfenstein 3. So I want to think about this a little bit more. They've picked up. I'm trying to think about what they've picked up in Star Wars. They've got a series so no. They picked up a series so near and dear to my heart.
Oh, Evil Within.
They now own the Evil Within, Crash. Can
Yeah.
we get an Evil Within 3? Crash.
Possibly.
Crash.
Here's the thing.
Crash, you don't get how excited I am.
With Microsoft behind them, like, any IP that, like, sort of Bethesda stayed away from is now, like, back on the table and they can go back to. So, like, your Evil Within, like, I don't think it would have happened if Bethesda was in the controlling it still, you know? But I think with Microsoft in charge, they're like, what games do we not have? What type of, like, market are we not hitting? Oh, the horror market? Let's get a team working on the Evil Within. Let's make a new Evil Within.
Just to stop everyone right now, thank you all. You're all here. We have over 250 people watching us concurrently right now. If you can, please all slap the like button. Please all slap the subscribe button. All leave a fantastic comment below. It would mean the world to myself and Kresh. We have been at this for a very, 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 very long time. So if you're not subscribed to My Xbox and Me, where we bring you the latest news on the mother in dot, we don't mess around, we get live and we talk about it. So if you like this type of content, please subscribe and please hit that like button. It would mean the world to me. You guys are quick. We don't play around. I don't know how to say your name because it's not in English, but we don't play around. Let's take some questions from the... Go on, please.
I saw a really important question. What's going to happen to Deathloop?
I think it's still exclusive on Sony. I think
do
the
too.
deals that are signed, Deathloop and Ghostwire... what's it called? It's called Ghostwire Tokyo, right? Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah.
You're still going to see those series be exclusive to Sony for whatever the contract was negotiated.
Yeah.
Like, that's not something that's going to do. Sony knew about this deal, everybody. I don't think Sony didn't know about this deal. The industry is too close-knit, and I'm surprised this didn't leak. I don't know. The reason this has come out in a tweet is because this would have leaked. There was
probably
they couldn't have waited. As soon as the ink was dry on that contract, Phil Spencer was like, "Let me go on Twitter real quick," and I'm too excited.
Oh
Chris.
yeah, no,
I'm too excited.
absolutely. But I do think that they'll stay exclusives. I think the contracts are signed. You can't just get out of a contract because usually what happens is a company buys another company, they adopt the contracts.
Yeah, you have to.
But
I think, as far as I'm aware, you have to obey the contracts.
What this means is the day that they can make it available on Xbox, it will be available on Xbox, and not only that, it's also going to be available on Game Pass.
But how much of a W is it that Sony's dirty tactics in terms of not disclosing things that are timed exclusives and things like that we have now seen come to full fruition, you would have thought, right? Which is, you can't sign an exclusive contract. You can sign an exclusive contract, but you need to be more transparent with your audience, because they have now made it look. Xbox have made them look stupid in this deal, in my opinion. Where it's like, people think those games are exclusive, and now it's gonna be like, wait a minute, why is it on Xbox? Why is it on PC? Which was always gonna happen anyway.
Yeah.
It makes them look stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But people, like, even if it only had like a Sony logo or whatever, and they said it was timed exclusives, you'd still have people thinking that it's exclusive.
True.
There would definitely be that camp, because there's people like that exist for Destiny that still think Destiny is an exclusive.
Yeah.
You know?
No, yeah, you're not wrong. You are not wrong.
But I agree. I do think Sony should be more transparent about that. I think that's one of the most annoying things ever watching a Sony conference, is a game pops up and you're like, is that an exclusive or is it not? Is it a timed exclusive? Because you never really know with them.
Which is, from a business perspective, is a fantastic
It's a smart move, yeah.
Yeah,
but like,
go on.
Microsoft's always super clear about that, and it's one of the best things about watching Microsoft conferences. You know what's exclusive and what's not exclusive.
Yeah, man, does this? I see Anon on in chat, PlayStation gonna buy Square Enix or Capcom, calling it now. I agree with you. I think PlayStation goes and buys one of the next smaller, bigger companies, if you understand what I'm saying in that regard.
Yeah. It's a big company, but it houses less, so it'll be cheaper.
I think Capcom is probably one you could see them doing. We know their relationship when it comes to Resident Evil isn't a joke.
Yeah.
And Capcom were in that weird position where before Monster Hunter Worlds, before Resident Evil 7, before Resident Evil 2 Remake, before Resident Evil 3 Remake, were on the ropes. Obviously, we see a studio totally get wiped out, which was a Dead Rising studio, and I could see it. Yeah. I'm not saying that it's not something that I want to happen. I play so many great Capcom games. I love Capcom as a studio. They're one of my favorite studios in the world, as you guys will know if you listen to my Xbox and me at all. But I could see, you're gonna see Sony react. I promise.
Yeah.
They'll buy something.
They'll probably try and buy any company they can that's big, but obviously what will want to sell, because I don't know if Capcom would want to sell to Sony, because Capcom's been on such a great run as of late that I don't know if they'd want to.
Money. Do you think Bethesda wanted this? ZeniMax?
No, who owns
ZeniMax? Who owns? What do you mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, who's
does
Capcom
have a parent company?
I don't believe so, but I could
then
be wrong.
Does Capcom want to sell? Because for Bethesda, it doesn't matter. It's does ZeniMax Media want to sell, right? That's the important one. And ZeniMax Media is looking at their overall profits, just like Capcom would be, right?
Yeah, no, you're 100%
so
right.
I don't know how that would look. And the same thing with Square Enix, I'd imagine it is a very different conversation if somebody has a parent company and if somebody is the company. Because even if somebody has a parent company and they're making profits, they might still be like, oh, you're offering to give me this much money right now?
Yeah.
Sure, I'll sell you, because then I don't have to deal with the bad press that sometimes, somebody at Bethesda will say something and it'll be bad. I don't have to deal with that anymore. I have this guaranteed lump sum of money. Sure, I'll take that. But when you're dealing with the company itself, it becomes a little bit like, oh, are we going to am I going to sell you me, essentially? That becomes a much more difficult question and a much more harder question to answer, I feel like.
My question would be for you next, which would be, who leaves Bethesda? Do we see Pete Hines go? Do we see Todd Howard go? Or is this in with a contract? It was like, no, you guys are going to stay. You're still running Bethesda. We just own you now, and we're going to do the businessy side of things. This takes all the pressure off of those devs. All the devs that have to deal with some of the not great things when it comes to creating games, right? Yeah. Does this take all of the pressure off of them?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know enough about Bethesda and these people to really make a comment about that. But I could see them either leaving like, hey, this isn't what we signed up for, what we wanted, or I could see them staying like, hey, I'm fine if they've probably had a conversation with Phil Spencer, who be it at Microsoft, and like, hey, this is what we're gonna give you guys to work with, And if at the end of the day they like those numbers and the offer and everything, they'll stay. If not, they'll be like, okay, yeah, peace. We'll go make a new studio.
Yeah, how many smaller studios do you think we come off of now? Like, Yeah.
We'll definitely get at least like one or two.
The
'Cause
people.
there'll be people, whether it's like the big people or not, that leave that they're like, we don't want to do this. We weren't in it for this. Da 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 da. And they're gonna make a big deal about it, and you'll see articles about the games they make and all this stuff.
Yeah.
There'll definitely be a few people that do that.
If the PlayStation, it's a stupid thing to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway for the context of the conversation that we're trying to have right now. Imagine the PlayStation didn't do well. Sony are going to be taking a loss on the production. We already know they're going to do well. This is just stupid hypothetical, right? This is beyond the first initial period. Sony are going to sell games off their exclusives alone. That's why I bought one. That's why you're going to get one. That's why probably 99% of the people in chat that are hardcore Xbox players will still pick one up for the exclusives. And there is nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. What if, though? What if they do become the second place console? Xbox have now got the most powerful console in the world. Let me just run it through for you.
Okay.
Xbox have the most powerful console in the world. They have Game Pass, which means they're now going to be getting. They are now getting some of they are getting the best exclusives in the world. The best first party. They're now first party games. Again, when I say exclusives, we're talking strictly console exclusives. We don't know where the company's going to go from here. We don't know if we're going to be getting true exclusives. Whatever. We don't know, right? We don't know. But they're going to be getting some of the best first party games now ever. What's next?
If they do poorly and they become the second console, I imagine that Sony sells PlayStation.
No.
I think so.
That's their only profitable. That's their only profitable market. I think PlayStation will still be will still be profitable, no matter what. They will still be profitable.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're saying when you said second place, I assume
second place means they're still going.
I was going back to like the beginning of the PS3 generation, to be honest, when you said that.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't be fair. I don't think either of these consoles are going to do as bad as like the Xbox One or the PS3 generation. I think they'll both do fine.
Well, they're both priced appropriately to do fine as well, which helps.
That's very true.
Yeah,
that's very true.
You know what I mean? You got to remember the PS3 was $600, and you had to go get a second job if you wanted to play it. And I know it's only $100 difference, but we're in a different time, inflation, things like that. Like both consoles are priced appropriately, in my opinion. But Sony only have third-person action games.
Yeah.
Xbox have now, literally Xbox have everything. Apart from a sports title.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, unless you can't race in the sports. Because technically you could. But I'd put that in a separate genre. I'm talking football, golf, Madden, stuff like that. Like, football for me being normal football, not American football. I'm sure a lot of you are American, but just understand what I'm saying here. They've got the best RPGs in the world. We've said all this. I'm seeing people talking about Game Pass in chat, $14.99 times. You know what? I understand. The business of it is nuts. Do you think the rumors about them maybe looking at Bungie are true now?
I don't think the rumors were ever untrue.
That's what we said on the podcast. We said on the podcast because it come out and they said,
no.
Go on.
There was something I forget exactly, but his statement in response to whatever the person tweeted that they tried multiple times, but the price wasn't right. Mm-hmm. I took it as something in that tweet was incorrect. So, either they didn't try multiple times.
Okay.
I do think Microsoft tried. I think Microsoft would be, especially after they've been having such good relations. I think they might have tried, and what ended up coming out of that was the Destiny Game Pass deal, right? Where all future expansions are going to end up on Game Pass, right? I do think at some point Bungie did try, or Microsoft tried. Will it happen again? I don't know. I think it's pretty clear that as of right now, Bungie just isn't trying to sell.
So we have more information here from IGN, from Joe Screbbles. Shout out to Joe Screbbles. Thank you very much for writing this fantastic article. Announced by head of Xbox Phil Spencer in Xbox Wire post today, Microsoft will acquire ZeniMax for $7.5 billion. Three times the amount, 2.5 were paid for Mojang and Microsoft in 2014. To carry on, the deal includes ZeniMax as a whole, Bethesda Softworks, Bethesda Games. We already know this information, blah, 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 blah. The part I want to get to here is Bethesda's SVP of Global Marketing said, which is P. Hines, said, Quote, "We're still working on the same games we were working on yesterday, made by the same studios, worked on for years, and those games will be published by us. The move, so that in turn, are published by them still.
Yeah.
Does that give us more information instantly? I don't know." Hines explains the reason behind this is because Microsoft access to resources will make us a better publisher and developer. I generally think from the wording, they're still going to be publishing everywhere.
Yeah. It sounds that just like Microsoft's going to be getting a cut of the check at the end of the day. Yeah. So it will. I really do think
It's still coming to Game Pass.
A Minecraft situation. Yeah, it'll be a Minecraft situation where Xbox will get preferential treatment with like crossovers and all that stuff, which is huge. Crossovers are huge, and they do really well in marketing other games.
Yep.
Like imagine seeing a Halo something or Gears of War something in a Fallout or a Doom, right?
That'd be so dope. That'd be so dope. Now I'm thinking of like a Gears of War Fallout game.
Yeah. Imagine the next Gears Tactics. They could have a special character that's a Fallout character or a Doom character or whatever, and it could be the silly spin-off that isn't canon or isn't relevant to anything, but they can start doing stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Imagine Halo Infinite's a linear open world, they're calling it, right?
Yes.
Imagine there's some cave you can go somewhere and fight one of the Doom fucking demons or something like that, right?
That'd be dope.
That is stuff that they can start doing, right?
But
I don't know if they'd ever do it, but it would be cool stuff, right?
100%. Imagine if they would have bloody got WBs. Now, to me, it's like you should have went and got WB as well. Which, don't get me wrong, we're talking like tens of billions at that point of money. But they could have just double punched everyone. But clearly the money weren't right. Maybe the 4 million wasn't true. Maybe it wasn't true that it was actually 4 million. Maybe it was going to be way, 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 way more than that. Who knows? Again, I just want to do a quick reminder. We have over 400 people watching us currently live. Thank you all for watching. If you have not hit the subscribe button below, please, please do. We talk about Xbox. We hit the news as quick as we bloody well can here on My Xbox and Me. So if you've enjoyed this, I've been MC Fixer. You can find me at MC Fixer on Twitter. We're not ending. Don't worry, everyone. And he over there is Kresh, and you can find him everywhere at Kreshnik Plays. Make sure you slap a like again, like I said before. And we are, if all of you hit the subscribe button right now, we would be at 1,000 subscribers. To me, that is mind-boggling and wild.
Yeah.
At 1,000 subscribers on the My Xbox and Me channel, me and Kresh have been working extremely hard on it. So if you like Xbox as much as we do, please, please, please do consider doing so. Let's move on, though, and keep talking. I say move on. We're not really going to move on. We're going to keep hypothesizing and keep talking about this in every way, shape, form we can. I think because of the quote that's come out, I generally do think that means Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6, especially, will still become PlayStation games. I think everything beyond now, so the next Doom, the next Dishonored, the next Fallout, the next Quake, the next Elder Scrolls after 6, the next Starfield, if that becomes a sequel or a colon something, I think those games will become exclusives. But I feel like these games that have already been announced will be PlayStation. They will come to PlayStation, in my opinion, which then will allow them to recoup some of the money back on this deal. Yeah.
I don't know. I could still see it going either way, because I could still see them going in the long run. Like, we make too much money off of it being multi-platform, and that's just sort of like, for Microsoft and Xbox, it's sort of a funding thing. Like, hey, we'll sell that on everything, and then we'll just try acquiring more studios with the profit we get from that, and stuff like that. So I could still see going either way. I could see them making it exclusive as well. That's 100% a possibility. But I think Microsoft absolutely will be looking at it sort of like, what is the best move overall for the company, as opposed to what's the best move for, the hype piece or the hype video or whatever it is, right?
Yeah. I'm seeing people in chat saying Deathloop only on PlayStation. No, it's not. It's a timed exclusive. It will come to Xbox. Yeah. It will come to Xbox. It's a timed exclusive. And that's not a problem. Like, again, I don't, in my opinion, Deathloop doesn't look that interesting anyway, for me, so I'm not that worried about it.
I'm more excited about that game now, Fix. You wanna know why?
Why?
Because it's coming to Game Pass in the future.
Very good point, Crash. Very good point. Microsoft now owns Deathloop. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. What do you think? Definitely said 1 year timed exclusive, says Joe in chat. I don't. It doesn't matter when it's coming. Again, it's not a game that I'm that worried about anyway. So I just think Xbox doing this. This is where the industry is going. At the end of the day, obviously Bethesda are very much known as a PC studio anyway, and Xbox are playing extremely nice with PCs from now on.
Yeah,
that's how they're built. So
I really do think
can't they just
majority the biggest factor of them getting Bethesda was sort of to get a bigger foothold on the PC market.
As
and
well
sort of
as
be like, hey, start investing in our PC ecosystem. If you get into Game Pass, you can get all these games for free, and then we have the modding software right there, quote unquote free. It's not really free, right? You buy Game Pass, okay? But yeah, the modding's there, so you don't really have to worry about it, because modding, if you buy the game on Steam, modding can be kind of like annoying and tricky. You have to go to the right folder, do all the right stuff, whatever it is. You have Game Pass, you have the software right there, you install the mods right there, you know how it works. It's nice, easy, and simple, or it should be. We don't know. Modding's not on there yet. They could make it complicated. I hope they don't.
Here's the next question I've got for you, Crash.
Yep.
How much of a power move was this to do the day before you? I've been saying, I've been on Unlocked, which is IGN's podcast. I've been on GameSpot. I've been all over the place as of lately, saying, why are we buying this next console? You've given me no reason to. You've shown me no games, which still, to this day, I believe that statement. But how much of a power move is it to announce this the day before your new console was meant to be up for pre-order? This is the...
Oh, it's huge. It is. Like you said earlier, like you think they announced this because like it would have leaked. I don't think so. I think they knew what they were doing. I think it was before the date of the pre-order, just because like the people who are on the fence are like, I couldn't get the Sony. Sony said there's gonna be more, but I don't know. Like, oh, they got Bethesda? Really? Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna pre-order an Xbox. Why not? You know?
I think it's that all access again, dude, which we've kept talking about. It's that £25 a month. Why not?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Why not? Why wouldn't we do it for £25 a month? Why not pick up a NES? I'm gonna get to play all my great exclusives at 2K at 120 frames per second. Like, why wouldn't I do this?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I?
Absolutely agree.
To me, it's just it's fantastic. I'm so hyped. I've never been this happy in my life when it comes to Microsoft making a powerful move, and it just allows us as Xbox fans to kind of what they've been doing, but look to the future even more beyond even this generation. Which I know, jokes aside, like obviously, like this gen hasn't even started, and I'm talking about beyond this generation. Xbox are making such a power move. It is ridiculous. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Midas, who is now phoning me, because I know he's hype about this. I wonder if he's watching me live. Let's find out. Mr. Midas, you're live on my Xbox and Me's YouTube channel right now, my friend. We have got 441 people watching us live. How are you doing?
I'm amazing. Right now, I'm on set on Jinx TV, and I had to call you because I know you are the Xbox guy, and I've heard the crazy news about Microsoft buying Cinemax, which is a game changer. So I had to phone you because I know you are the Xbox guy.
Yes. What do you need from me? What news? This is the biggest. If you want to quote me on TV show, this is Mr. Midas. He's on TV. You should definitely go check him out on Jinx TV. They get a free plug. That's the only one they're getting right now. The only one. This is the biggest move you'll see this gen, but Sony will come back with something. This is such a power move for where the industry is moving, my friend. Which it comes down to, these games won't be exclusive straight away. We know this, but this is a big move.
And it's what Microsoft needed to do. They needed to show the fans that they care about making first-party games that you really want.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing.
And I think it's really important that they've done that, and I celebrate it. You know me.
Yeah.
I love jokes and all of that, but it's all about making the best.
They gotta make the money. I gotta go because I gotta talk to Crash, but I'll ring you afterwards. All right. Oh no! I cut him off. Well, that happens. It happens. I'm sorry. Phil. I'm seeing people put in chat. Phil did it. He did do it. He did do it. He did the damn thing. I need to text him because I feel really bad. Question: what haven't we covered here? What haven't we covered?
I don't know what else there is to cover. Doom we talked about.
Doom Eternal's got to come to Game Pass,
Doom's
right?
DLC's what?
Doom Eternal's got to be coming to Game Pass, right?
Yeah, I'd imagine DLC is also going to be on Game Pass. Is that how it works with what's it called? Outer Worlds?
With Outer Worlds?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think you have to pay for it.
Oh, okay. Then
I think that's the one thing they do
know.
with the DLCs. They make you pay for them.
God.
So,
okay. Then maybe
I see my boy 269 in chat. Shout out. What old Microsoft IP would you like to see make a comeback with a Bethesda at the helm? Ooh, that's a great question. That's a great question. Oof. I mean, I think the obvious Microsoft. Obviously, Blink's the Time Sweeper cat. That's got to be coming back real soon, Crash. Now they've got the studios. They haven't got a platformer. They haven't got a platformer, Crash.
That is true. They had Super Lucky Tail. Maybe they make another. Wait, they did have Super Lucky Tail too. Maybe they make a third one now.
Maybe. I mean, why not?
Yeah, maybe. I like. Yeah, maybe they do go. I want them as much as I love a lot of old IPs. I kind of want them just to show us some new stuff.
I
want some new stuff.
I'm with you as well.
Like I would. Let me just preface this by saying I would never be disappointed at old IPs, right? Even old IPs that I don't care for, I would love to see them. Like we've talked about, Perfect Dark.
Yeah.
I as much as I don't want to see that, I would still be excited to see it, to see what they've done with it and where it goes, right?
Yeah.
But I still I prefer new games and new IPs, something we haven't seen before.
New experiences. That's what it's all about. It's new experiences. Yep. But I'm so happy to see people in chat so excited about Xbox.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, and I'm sure you listening on the podcast feed, how excited you are and things like that. What is this? This is My Xbox and Me, our weekly show that we do. We do extra episodes when there's big news like there is today. And we're just talking all things Xbox, Trill Chris. Again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you are not subscribed. We make new content and fresh content every single week. So please do. You can, the narrative of Xbox has no games, which I'm seeing the Punisher say in chat. The narrative's dead, right? It has to be dead now.
Yeah.
Like, even if these games come multi-platform, that's Xbox just doing good business. The narrative of them being dead is over. It's over.
Oh, the reason that argument doesn't work is that if you've ever bought Minecraft post Microsoft buying it, you've given money to Microsoft. If you own a Switch and you bought Ori on the Switch, you've given money to Microsoft. Like, this is just a fact. Yeah. And the next time you buy the next time you go and you buy Elder Scrolls, like the one that's out
on
there
PlayStation,
right now, you're giving money to Microsoft, or the next Fallout or whatever it is. You play Fallout 76, you do whatever microtransactions or whatever they have. You're giving money to Microsoft. Like, that narrative should be dead because it's not true anymore. Not that I think it's ever really been true. I think they've been low on games and stuff like that, but I don't think they've ever had no games.
No, there's definitely been good exclusives out there in the world. We've spoken about them at length. Sunset Overdrive obviously being one that sticks in my head. Tell Me Why, obviously now. There's so many good exclusives out there. It just didn't have that same level of the way the PlayStation's exclusive here. They don't have that same level of love that we expect. But now we're talking, this is a different level. We're talking different level. Scenics in chat says, was it a huge mistake not keeping this for E3 2021, right about where the deal would be finishing anyway? No, I don't think so. I think doing this the day before your brand new console pre-orders go up, I think this is a no-brainer.
The smartest time to do this now is that the deal's not 100% done, which means that there could be some reason that the deal falls through, right?
What do you mean it's not 100% done?
Is it 100% done?
Yeah, this is tweeted out on the... No. This is
Does it have to get approved by anybody? Because a lot of times with big deals
this is on the Xbox Wire website by Phil Spencer. He wrote this.
100% understand that, Fix.
So what?
But the reason you would tweet this out is because you have a console coming out tomorrow for pre-order. No,
I don't understand.
I'm not
what
saying
you're
that. I'm saying it's more than likely going to happen. I'm just saying
no,
if
it's
there
happened.
is some. Okay.
Well, no,
Okay, if it's official, fine. No, if you're right about it, you're right about it. I could be absolutely wrong.
You're 100% wrong. It is official.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. No, this is done. Like this is done by. This is out there in the world. This is done. This is Xbox blog. This is official as official comes. The ink is signed. It's done.
So I thought it was just signed on both sides. What usually happens in a deal is it gets signed on both sides, and then with a big deal like this, it usually still has to be approved in some sort of way.
No, I think all that's been done.
Okay, I didn't know that. I assumed this was just both sides have signed on it.
No.
Okay, that's absolutely my wrong.
Yeah. No, this is done. The contracts have been signed, full made.
That's absolutely.
Phil Spencer doesn't come out and say anything until the deal is done.
Just from my perspective, the reason I could have seen them doing that, and I'm not saying that's obviously not what they've done here. I want to take back what I said. Absolutely wrong about that. But I could see them doing that with a console coming out, with the console being out for pre-order tomorrow. Worst case is the deal does end up falling through in the future, which obviously not going to happen.
Yeah.
And they have the people who are already on the train pre-ordering and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people keep bringing up Deathloop. Deathloop was a timed exclusive. That was going to end up on Xbox anyway, but PlayStation's PR team are fantastic at hiding things. Shout out to Horrorful Pop, who just says Skyrim cross Fable crossover. Could you imagine? Would be dope. It would be dope. If you're putting faces, Crash, I can see ya. It would be dope.
Maybe if we see Fable and Skyrim, I don't know if I'd care about the other way around.
Whatever way, it doesn't matter. Does this move the needle when you're buying a new console at all? Like, I know we were gonna get anyway for work, but does this just like reinform you even more so of like, oh yeah, I'm buying this even more so now?
No, because like a lot of Bethesda games they're not necessarily up my alley.
Okay.
Enough for me to like care that they're coming to Game Pass. I think with Microsoft money behind them, that whatever game that Microsoft starts like backing them on and giving them Microsoft money for,
and resources. It's not just always money.
Yeah.
A lot of the time it can come down to resources as well. So
yeah, like we saw with Tell Me Why. Tell Me Why looks absolutely gorgeous, right? The animations are great. So if that helps Bethesda in a similar fashion, like that is absolutely phenomenal. That I'd look forward to it down the line, right?
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you, brother. I really, really, really am. I'm blown away. I can't. There's nothing that could happen to change it for me, where I'm like, this is next level stuff. And like I say, I'm more excited about what happens beyond today. Beyond today is bigger than today, in my opinion, because today's big, really big. But what Sony do next, because as soon as Sony start playing hardball and making their games exclusive, Xbox will do the same.
I think at some point, if Sony starts buying the Capcoms, the Square Enixes, like I do think Microsoft has to be like, okay, we wanted these to be multi-platform, but now our console has like a lower trajectory in terms of sales wise and all that stuff and attach rate. We want to start like making our games exclusive.
Yeah,
we can't let those be on Sony platforms, even if exclusive in terms of this means just between Sony and Microsoft, because I do think that, like you said earlier, the Fallouts and stuff like that can be on the Switch will be on the Switch.
Yeah. So I see people in chat asking us. We do not have any insider information. This is strictly just us talking about the news. People are asking, so will Doom now be an exclusive? I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so. I think that they're going to try to recoup as much money as they can back before they even think about making these games console exclusive. These games will be exclusive. You reckon so? I mean, I think this is a big deal.
Maybe. Where
they've got to make a lot of money back. And can they do
that?
Yeah,
I think that's the thing that is really important, is they probably want to make the money back as quick as possible. To fund like future endeavors, be it buying new studios or whatever. And then B, it's like, it's not just Xbox's money, it's also Microsoft's money. And as much as Microsoft cares about Xbox, Microsoft's also like, we in a sense loaned you that money. We still want that money back, right?
It's not loan.
We still want to see that return come back.
No,
it's not a loan.
Yeah.
That's why I made the face. It's not really a loan.
I know what you're saying. I think perfect point in the chat there, which is the confidence of Satya Nadella, right? He has greenlit Phil Spencer more money in 2013 to 2019 than PlayStation operating profits. I think that's a big deal.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, that's a big deal. And that's a big deal. And you will not see a company back someone like this if they don't think it's going to work. And Xbox have been very clear from day one, which is they want to be the Netflix for games, right? And this is just one huge step towards that.
Yeah.
That's all
I
it
agree.
is.
I agree. I think this goes really in line with what Microsoft's been doing about becoming a platform, as opposed to like just a console. It is an ecosystem they want you to invest in, where it's not necessarily about buying their box.
No,
and that's like the really important thing for them, right?
Of course, that's literally what it's all about. It's about getting people to use their money where they want to, whether that's on PC, whether that's on Switch, whether that's on buying an Xbox. I think we're going to see Xbox sell a lot more Xboxes now, though. Where beforehand I didn't think so. Now I think so.
Yeah, I these games are so big. Is like I might be a little bit down on this, and I'm not like getting super hyped, but I think just it's important to note how big Skyrim and Fallout alone are without the addition of Doom and Wolfenstein and all those games. Starfield is like, it is huge. Like those two games alone are huge. They do numbers. People love. They
sell gangbusters. I think that's the whenever I look at Bethesda, again, like I'm with you very much on the case of like some of the games are not for me, right? But I look at the cosplay, I look at the fandom, I look at the letters that are sent out, I look at the tweets. The love that is shown for Bethesda is now in turn the love that is now shown, even if you don't think about it like it, is the love that is now shown to Microsoft.
So next E3 comes around. I got something to post to you, right? We had the Xbox conference, whatever. And then, do you think we still have a Bethesda conference afterwards, where like Microsoft, in a sense, gets a double whammy? They do, right?
I think so.
They have enough. They have enough IPs and stuff under them, right?
If they have enough to show, I think this allows them to go. This allows them to go. One second, let me take my hoodie off. This allows them to go. Okay, here we go. We want to show the first piece, like they used to do, which is, here's our first gameplay trailer thing of Fallout. See more at the Bethesda conference. This allows them to do that on so many more levels and have the conversation so much more about them all of the time.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree.
Yeah, I'm honestly, guys, we could talk for another hour about this, I'm sure. But if you want to load up some questions that we haven't answered before we get off, again, I'll just remind everyone, if you're watching us live, please be sure to hit the like button on this video. And please, 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 please be sure to hit the subscribe button. We are literally very few subs away now from 1,000, which in my eyes is amazing. Our goal for the end of the year was to hit 1,000. If every single one of you watching hit the subscribe button, we would hit it. So if you're not subscribed, please consider doing so, because it would mean the world to us. Anything that's coming in?
It's me, So Envy made a really good point about Avowed.
Okay.
How it's supposed to compete with Elder Scrolls. What happens now with Avowed? Do you think it still comes out? Do you think with Obsidian in general, they still keep doing their own thing?
Yeah. Okay. I said this early on. Obsidian's new style of RPG to me is it's a smaller version of what Bethesda was doing. And it still can be that. If you want a 40-hour experience instead of a 140-hour experience, you go and play that. And as I get older and I get less time to be able to play games as much as I would like to, why is having competition inside yourself, and imagine it not being competition. Imagine it being the fact of, oh, we did this, so this might be how you can work around that from both sides inside of Xbox. That's huge.
No, I agree. I think I think what will really end up happening is that you have the big Fallout, you have the big Elder Scrolls, and in between that you have the Obsidian games that are shorter in gameplay time that you can sort of get to in between those. I think that'll probably be what ends up happening. I think you're right about that.
I wasn't saying, just for the people in chat that are saying I wasn't saying that Obsidian don't make big games. I was just saying if you look at the Outer Worlds compared to a Fallout, and I'm thinking maybe it could be similar with a Valve versus a Skyrim. I'm not saying that's the case. We don't know.
But
that's where
200
my
hours versus 40 hours, right?
Or 40 to 100, even if it was 100 compared to 2. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But we'll see. We will see. Do you think Microsoft will still look to target Asia next? ZeniMax is, of course, huge, but they still have a gap when targeting markets like Japan. I think we need to see what Sony do beforehand. I think the spending right now must be done. I would be shocked. If we see anything else, I would be shocked.
Yeah.
That's the biggest deal. That's the biggest deal you'll see in such a long time. But I think we will see Sony go for Capcom, go for Square. They will go for a studio of that size. I generally think they will. If Microsoft were to get Capcom, I'm with you guys. I love Capcom. Resident Evil top on right now. Like, that would be a killer for them. Because they have some of the biggest IPs that are relevant right now, in my opinion. But it all comes down to more money, right? And I don't think it is over for Sony. I don't think it is. I don't think it is over. I don't think anything like that. Sony still make fantastic exclusives, in my opinion. And this just bolsters Xbox and puts them in such a better position than they were in yesterday.
Yeah.
But
no.
I feel like this is mad, Crash. Mad.
Honestly, you messaged me on Twitter and I was like, what does he want? He's like, get on now. I'm like, what do you want? What is it? At first you didn't link me anything, and I was about to message you like, why?
Yeah.
And then you sent me the article. I had to read over it twice. I literally had to read over it twice.
It was
because at first I was like, no. No,
Yeah.
this isn't happening.
Well,
it's huge.
I read it and was just like, because I've got notifications on, obviously, for work stuff like this, and I was just like, what? Like, no way. This doesn't just go out in a tweet.
Yeah.
Am I dreaming? Yeah. Am I dreaming? Like, no. No way. Like, crazy. Crazy. Let's plug and get ourselves out of here, Crash. What have you got to plug this week, my friend?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at CrashNickPlays.
He talks about a lot of stuff on Twitter. You should go check him out. My big one this week is, please, everyone watching, if you are watching, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. We make this type of content every single weekday. When there is big news, we are here. When there's little news, we are here. We do a weekly Xbox podcast right here. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. We are currently at 790 subscribers. We're at 805 subscribers. We are literally just over 195. We're just at 195 away. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do. And I've been at MC Fixer. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me over on my personal YouTube channel where I do reaction content and Let's Play. So if you want to go subscribe to me over there, please do. That is youtube.com/MCFixer. We are both Twitch streamers, twitch.tv/MCFixer and twitch.tv/Kreshnik No, just Kreshnik.
Just Kreshnik.
Damn it! Yeah. But yeah, this is going to be a wild ride, and we'll be talking about this more on our official episode of My Xbox and Me, where we won't be rambling as such. Until then, we will love you, leave you, and see you all later. Let's see what happens next. Until then, goodbye, everybody. You've been amazing. See you later.